So I'd like to introduce you to the powered top hand. It is the flagship of our line. It has some features that some of our other products do not have. Primarily, that being the oscillating head, where we can control speed, width, and pause. Also, it has our powered slides, side to side, up and down. You use this handheld D-pad, you hold it in one hand to control that arc when the operator's hood down welding. So let's take a little deeper dive into some of the different features that the powered top end has to offer. So let's look at a few of the ways that the unit can be adjusted. As far as portability is concerned, it sits on a base that has 4 swivel casters. The 2 in the back are locking. That makes it to where it's easy to move it around your shop. The entire unit slides up and down the main column on this zero gravity post. And move that out of the way. Unlocking the knob in the back gives you the ability to slide it from all the way up to the top, all the way down to there. It's zero gravity. It stays where you put it. That's because of a counterbalance weight and these 2 cables that are independent of one another, just for safety, so we don't have a problem with it falling or anything like that. There's also this knob. Whenever you unlock it, it makes it really easy to adjust the unit in and out. Whenever it's slid to its extent and locked down, the gun is 4 feet from your welding position to the post for clearance purposes. So when we move around to the back and grab this Allen head, there are a couple of socket head cap screws in the back that whenever they are loosened up, they give us the ability to tilt down almost 30 degrees to near vertical. And that basically just is a function of what you need to get on top of a vessel, to just get it into a position where you can be welding with it. So moving around to the head right here, there's also a socket head cap screw on the back that gives us the ability to tilt this head. Whenever we break it loose, the head can be basically sent from that position all the way up here. So sometimes when you're making a root pass with the oscillator, you're going to be on the side of the pipe. Whenever you're making a fill or cap pass, you're going to want to be up on top. So there's some adjustment there that gives you the ability to get where you need to make that weld. There's also some adjustment here in the gun holder. Basically, whenever you loosen this clamp, the gun can be dropped out and you can be welding by hand. This gun clamp can also, there's a socket head cap screw in it that gives you the ability to rotate it that way. Can easily be reclamped and be back to position welding. And there are a couple of socket head cap screws here on the back that whenever loosened, give us the ability to rotate the head wherever it needs to be. Much more rotation than you're ever going to need. So let's quickly simulate what we would be in a position if we were wanting to get way up in the air and weld on something. I'm going to unlock these 2 guys. Let's say we were getting up on top of a vessel and we were going to be capping a weld. And I'm going to take this adjustment, I'm going to roll it around and set it there. I'm going to break this loose and I'm going to send it up there. And I'm going to break that loose. And you can see you're going to get to about 8 feet off the ground. So right there in less than a minute, I took it all the way to its extents and all the way back down, just showing you how easy it is to be adjusted. So just showing you how some of the controls for the oscillator work. There's an on-off switch at the top. Basically starts and stops the oscillation. I have it right now set at all of its extents. I have it set at 1 second pause. I have it set at its widest width, and I have the speed up as high as it'll go. So let's go through some of that. What that looks like. Basically there's 1 second pause. There's going to be right there about a ½ second pause. And that pause can be adjusted down to where there's basically none. So I'm going to set it back at its highest extent. Now the width right there is at 1 inch 200. You can take it down to nothing. So the width can be adjusted. Just for illustration's purposes, I'm going to take some of the pause out of it. The speed can be adjusted from max speed down to really, really, really slow. So let's say we were going to be making a root pass on this part. Speed would be set somewhere about right there. The width would be set somewhere about right there. And the pause would be set somewhere around right there. If we were going to be making a fill or a cap pass, speed would be adjusted up just a touch, the width would be just a touch, and we would take all the pause out. And that's what we would be looking like if we were oscillating a cap pass. Somewhere around in there. So that's the controls for speed, width, and pause for our oscillator. So basically this is a kind of a breakdown of our D-pad control. We have 4 buttons on it, left, right, up, and down. There's a rapid button on the front, as well as a button that is hooked to your wire feeder that gives you the ability to start and stop the arc just like that. So hitting the left button, you can see it moves very slowly. It's designed to move that way. All the major controls are made with the mechanical portions of the machine. These are really just to be used whenever you're welding. You can see that there is a button that makes it go faster. It's just giving you some position and capabilities. You know, just try to bridge the gap. You know, down, up, right, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow, left, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow. Like I said, down and up as well. Whenever you're just regular positioning without the rapid, that's the speed at which it travels. Primarily what you would be doing whenever you are welding. Very simple, very easy to use, D-pad control. So in closing, that is the power of the Power Top Hand. It's very feature rich in a very simple package. The oscillator and your controls are streamlined, very easy to use, easy for an operator to learn how to use. The powered slides and the simplicity and the safety of the D-pad, single hand D-pad control, along with the fact that it is portable. It can be moved around your shop really easily. The adjustments are straightforward and simple to make as well. So we know this because we've proved it over and over and over again, that with the oscillator and on the powered top hand, there's going to be a boost in productivity, there's going to be a boost in consistency, or in the appearance of your weld. Every bay is going to have the same quality, and also the safety of giving that operator some time where he can take some of the stress off his body every day. So that's why we love the Power Top Hand. We think you will too. We believe every shop in America needs to have one of these.